Hello. Hello. It's Chantel with Brown Sugar Talk on the Black Unicorns. Anyway, so today, um, I am eating macaroni and cheese with some ube gravy. I'm gonna say ube cheese. I like, instead of using chickpeas, I use ube or sweet potatoes. It's good too if like you add a little squash. If you use sweet potatoes, add a little squash. It's so good. I hope it does not distort my voice though. Anyway, so I got a couple of topics I want to talk about. So today, this started from the Derek Jackson thing again. He was continuing his conversation about how um how the other woman feels or the new woman feels after a man has left a woman. I'm just not that kind of woman. I know women really want me to be that woman. If I'm the new woman, I'm just not her. I'm usually the one that take up for you. I don't do rebound relationships. And I tell a man that too. I remember one of my good guy friends was getting out of jail and he was like, well, he wanted to see me, all this different stuff, And I was like, no, because you got shit to do. When people got shit to do, you got to recognize. You always have to recognize that it's a rebound. And sometimes you end up being a rebound and they'll turn it into a long-lasting relationship, like trying to make you think that it's something that's really going to be happening. And what Derek Jackson was trying to explain was that he's still going to be his same self. And that's true. And so I think it's very, I think people need to recognize that. And the reason why I know about rebound is because I've had a rebound before. I've only had one. And he was a good guy. That was the guy I always talk about, Robert. A good guy. And I could not see past myself to be able to see him. You see what I'm saying? The guy fell from heaven, honey. Honey. He was a good guy. And I didn't want to hurt him. And so that was my whole thing. I didn't want him to be a rebound for me. Because I knew that if he would have been a rebound, I would have ended up breaking him or trying to hurt him in some kind of way. You see what I'm saying? So it's like when you really start to be in tune with yourself, mentally, emotionally, you start to realize that you have those powers too. Especially because we were so happy and he was content and he was waiting and all these different things. And I don't know, he could see me differently now. You know what I'm saying? It could be a different vibe from him totally. But for me, that's what I felt. And so I liked everything about him. But I didn't want to call him names. I didn't want to try to put my hands on him. Because usually, like, if you go through a situation and women of abuse, they know this too. It's either you gonna hit or you not gonna hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, you don't know, you got to get back to knowing better for yourself too. So either you're going to put your hands on somebody or you're not going to put your hands on somebody. And so, in either way, sometimes you need to put your hands on somebody, and then sometimes it's just like you shouldn't have put your hands. You see what I'm saying? It's like it'll end up being an off situation. So, because it was after an abusive relationship, I realized, no, I don't need to rebound this man. It was directly after. And so, yeah, don't do that to people. Like, for real, it's a rebound. Sometimes it's a rebound. And sometimes they'll make it last longer than what it needs to be. And that motherfucker be pissed off, too. He be mad at you. Think about it. You don't pick up his clothes like her. You don't know where this at. You don't know where that at. He got to reteach you shit. You got to go. You see what I'm saying? It's like so many emotions y'all got to go through. Ain't nothing different if y'all still in the same fucking neighborhood either. You see what I'm saying? It's just that he used to her routines, and right now he trying to get used to yours. And maybe he can't act right in that situation. And maybe he could act right in her situation. So I understand what he's saying. Because I also been in relationships too where I am the rebound. And all he talk about is this other woman. You see? And you want me to do what for you and all you talking about is her? All you moving like is that you want me to be her. All you saying is that that's what you wanted. That's when I started moving into the situations of, let me just help you get your woman back. You know what I'm saying? It's like, fuck all. Ain't neither one of us got to be no rebound for nobody. Like, let's, for real, let me help you get your woman back. Because sometimes if you really sit down and listen to them before y'all try fucking, before you try dating, before you try taking their fucking money, all that shit y'all be doing, I'm telling you, for real, if you really listen to him, he really do be wanting that woman back. He just don't know how to get her. Pumpernickel bread. He just don't know how to get her. And so, you tell him, man, he'll go back. I promise you. I ain't playing. He be wanting back. That's when I start recognizing that. As soon as they say, I'm going through a divorce, start to ask the questions, why? And Derek Wright, he was right. He said, ask the question. I be asking questions. Start to ask the questions. Why are you going through a divorce? Like, what happened? You know, is this your side of the story? And don't take his side. Take her side. Every fucking thing come out his fucking mouth. Take her side. That's how you'll learn too. You see what I'm saying? I mean, take up for her. Take the fuck up for her. Some men, my daddy, I feel like women look out with my daddy because my daddy tell the truth. At least sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, he tell the truth. My daddy tell, my daddy and my mama tell the same story. He tell me how he broke her heart. She tell me how he broke her heart. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you get lucky and you get men like that that's honest with you. My daddy just honest. That's why it's like, man, that's when I too start being honest in my relationships and telling people what I want. And I think that also builds a friendship too. So I'm all about building friendships first. Because sometimes you put yourself in a situation and you break your own fucking heart. And when a man say he going through a divorce, I say, well, wait till your divorce over and we can talk about it. If a man say he just getting out of a situation, well, go ahead and do what you got to do. And I tell him, you got women to fuck. You know what I'm saying? You got places to go and see. You know, it be stuff they got to do. It be shit they got to do when they single. You got time to build whatever you want to build or hang out with your kids more. It be a lot of stuff that you could do besides moving to another relationship. You see, some men get mad. I suggested to one man, I said, well, spend time with your daughter. If that man didn't curse me out, what you cursing me out for? He the one came over there because you know the manipulators will give you a sob story. I can't see my kid. She threw me out the house. She was sleeping with her cousin. I mean, they'll be having, and I'm talking about that, and they'll be going into that whole, like, you know, when they back get like a little hump in it, like they desperate, like they came out of a cocoon or something, like they first emerging. No, they, you know, like they maybe a demon or something. I don't know, but what the fuck be going on? But yeah, they'll come up with all them damn stories. All that shit. No, you ain't gotta do all that. You know, and all it is that all you really trying to do is just move it to, you don't know this woman anymore. Because you've been out there seeking and not focusing on what you got at home. And that's why I say sometimes you have to change your mentality about him too. Because was he really worth it? Because really, this is what I be thinking when a man break up with me. Or whatever. Or he try to leave. I put my time into him. The money I spent. You see what I'm saying? The debt I got into. You know, if you really think about the arguments and all that stuff, and if he was abusive for real, was he mentally abusive? Was he a manipulator? Was he any of those things? That's when you start to realize maybe it's better for him to go. And that's when you need to start to realize that maybe this just need to be your friend. You know what I'm saying? Put his ass in the friend zone. Because ain't no fucking reason for you to be living in misery trying to make somebody love you. You can't make them love you. You can't make them do right. He ain't gonna do right. So that's all I'm saying. It's just, I don't know. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, my next topic I was going to talk about was breaking free from unavailable people. Now I'm talking about this because y'all know some of this stuff that I'm into. It was a girl, and she kept talking about how she was sleeping with this married man, and she thought I was telling people. I don't tell people business like that. It ain't my business. That was what happened in college. In college, I was living with a roommate, and she was sleeping with a married man, and her mama was mad. He went. I don't think he was even living with the wife. It was just which your mama knew she was a rebound. And I'm pretty sure that's probably why the mama just didn't know how to express it, and the daughter didn't know how to accept it because of the way her mother was talking to her. So, it's a stage in life, just like my Donnie Hathaway thing. It's a stage in life. Don't go through that stage and stay in that stage. Don't stay stuck. And the reason why you're doing it is because there is something missing in you. I'm going to tell you why that girl did that. Her sister would get so much praise by her mama because her sister had a job and her sister was doing this and her sister was pretending not to sleep around, pretending not to be a hoe, pretending the whole time. And she was just real and upfront about who she was. At the end of all that tragedy, the sister that was upfront about who she was is probably going to come out more top and more on top and more in touch with who she was. Hopefully that's how it ended up. Hopefully she don't become a drunk or a drug addict. In this family, I probably would have. Because it was so much criticism. It was never... And then it was backstabbing by the mother too. So... I don't know. She did that because they never gave her love. And she was talking about even the love that she never got before she was even with the man. So really, and I just had this situation with my son. I was fussing at him about something, and then I had to realize myself, I was like, wait a minute. I'm doing more damage by fussing at you than I am by not whatever. That's why now I don't accept a lot of shit people say about my child. Like, it's like, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like her mother was doing double damage. You already put her in a situation. And instead of you, now that she in a situation, now instead of you trying to help her out of the situation, instead of trying to love her out of the situation, you almost keep, you putting her in more abuse. You see what I'm saying? By ignoring her, by not talking to her, by shunning her, by all these different things. You were actually pushing her towards the man. When really you could have sat down and say, so what do he do? When does he see his wife? Ask the questions first. And then maybe you'll get a better understanding of what it is that was going on. And so it's like as parents, we have to recognize that. That's why I say, and people might get mad about it, we are their biggest enemy. Because we'll be thinking that's love. Like you thinking, oh my God, that's love, that's love, that's love. Because I'm fussing at you, I'm beating you down, I'm whooping you, I'm doing this. And it's like, nah, that ain't no fucking love. I actually had to sit down Monday when we had our fight. And I was like, I should have never done that. I had to tell him, I apologize. Like, I'm so sorry. It's like, that's nothing I should have done. And the reason why is because would I want him to love somebody else that way? And it's like, no, I don't. I don't want you to end up loving, thinking that that's love. And it's not. That's not love. That's what I had to tell him. And I think people need to start being more honest about that shit. That's the only way you heal. So that's why she was with Mr. Unavailable. Because y'all love is not unavailable. So it's like she in a house where your love is not available to her. Her presence is not celebrated. And then you gonna still put, after she in the situation, you gonna still keep taking her through the same shit. You ain't no better than a man. You actually are the one that's causing the abuse. You see what I'm saying? It's like we gotta start really rethinking shit. It be hard though. It be hard because sometimes you'll be in the middle of your bullshit. You gotta really sit down and be like, yeah, that's true. That was true about me. But that's the only way you can actually get to love yourself. You see? So don't waste your time trying to make sense of it. Don't waste your time trying to make sense of the relationship because you already know that it's wrong. And that's why I say do. Like, I really don't agree with this right now. I kind of say do try to take the time to do it. Start to get him to know him better. You know, you got to understand why he won't leave. I ain't never had no situation where I'm just trying to take somebody's husband or something like that. Never. But I'm saying, like, you have to, if you really want him to be with you, you got to understand why he won't leave. And the other part of that is why is this person, why would this unavailable person be so attractive to you as opposed to a single person? You know? And when you start to look at your stage in life, it could be because you work more and he quicker to come over there and eat the coochie. You know what I'm saying? It could be because his dick's sitting a different way. It could be because he spent a lot of money. Maybe he paying the rent. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? It's so many different things. And so you have to find a way to get from under that. You got to find a way to stop making this person your crutch. And I think when you sit down and actually analyze yourself before you analyze the other person, you'll really find out, like, because I always be thinking when I'm with a man, it ain't finna about me. Did I be sitting here want you to pay something and you can't fucking pay it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that shit. Don't do me. White knuckle it. Meaning don't follow this dude. Don't follow him. Don't follow him. And you already know. I have been in situations too where they've been with somebody else and it's like I just don't have no feelings towards them. I don't know how I don't even know how y'all get in a situation where it be like, yeah, I got feel you just don't have feelings towards them. So white knuckle it. White knuckle it. Don't drag it out. Get the fuck on. Once you figure out what it is that's making you stay with this person, it's easier for you to go. Because then you'll know it's either your independence or dependence or it's his. And usually it's yours. Because you the one that's on the outside looking in. Because he still got somebody else to go home to at night. Look at your past experiences. That's what I'm talking about too. Look at like situations that you had with home. Because some of this shit be deeper than what you think it is. Look at the situations that you had in abusive relationships. Think about the relationships that you have with friends. Because they could be abusive too. And you not know. And I'm sorry to always take it back to abuse. But it's true. Look and see if they jealous of you. Maybe it was your jealous experiences. Maybe you feel like this person is giving you some type of status or self-worth or something like that. And none of it could probably be. You see what I'm saying? It's like you really do have to look at you. Like you can't look on the outside. You can't look on the outskirts. You can't talk about his wife. You can't talk about his girlfriend. You really do have to look at you. It's a thing out there where people call their friends to see if they'll have their back. If they husband or wife or girlfriend, boyfriend call. Y'all know this one chick? The girl called. No, the man called. The girl say, yeah, she's not here. She said, but what's up with you? She was gonna actually make a move on her friend man. The whole time, this chick thinking that that's her best friend. Nope. You see what I'm saying? So it might not ever be you. It could be everybody else. Understand self-esteem and self-worth. Don't feel like Because that's the hardest part, too, is to get over that shit right there. You be like, oh, my God, I do have self-esteem. I get pretty every day. I go running for miles and miles and miles. I'm nice to people. And sometimes you just not. Like, you not nice. If the one person, for real, I was in a relationship like this, I actually stopped and started crying to his wife one day. His ex-wife, because now she is ex-wife. I had to actually apologize to her. And that was from college. Like, I just, had to stop and apologize to her. I was like, I'm so sorry. I did not understand. Like, I didn't understand that I was actually breaking up a marriage or in somebody else's house like that, And when I finally understood it, when I saw her, it's like, oh, my God, I'm so sorry. And that's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes, it be the stuff they tell you, the way they come at you, like, they weak. And they hungry. And then they telling you everything ain't right and all this different stuff. And the other woman really don't know what's going on. And so that's why you don't think it's your self-esteem or it's your self-worth. But it's somebody out there that's at his house. You see what I'm saying? So that be the hardest part too, is just to be like, but I'm okay. Yeah, you are. But you got to really realize, you got to put yourself in that other person's position. Would you want, if this was your husband, or if this was your main person that you was with, would you want them sneaking out and being with different women at different times of the day, different times of night, making exceptions for them and not making exceptions for you? That's a hard fucking pill to swallow. So it could even be that you jealous. It could be that you think you better. It could be all this different stuff. And it's not. You just something that's available to that person. It ain't got nothing to do with you being better or different or nothing. That's what it is. Now, I'm not going to say that's always the case. Sometimes it could be a better situation. Sometimes the woman is abusive. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes it can be flipped. But more oftentimes than not, the man is cheating. It's because he doing his thing. You see what I'm saying? Ain't got nothing to do with her. Ride the wave. There's something else. Now, this is where I'm at too. You would want to say, well, all guys, you would just not want to be in relationships, because some people tend to think, they'll try to say, well, if you was in this type of relationship, then that relationship will follow you. And it's like, that's not true. That's really not true. Now, you can be in a bum-ass relationship and end up with a good-ass guy. Seriously. You know what I'm saying? You could be with a good-ass guy and end up in a bum-ass, like, the fuck is this? So, don't try to just, make it where it's like every guy is this way. Everybody is, oh, my God. And I'm not in that stage. The stage I'm in is just, trying to heal myself by knowing that there's still good things out there for me. Because at some point I did feel that way. At some point I feel like, this is some horrific shit. These motherfuckers crazy. And it's like, but Shantae, once you go over your story, for real, it's a total exception. So that's the whole thing. Ride the wave. Just get back on the horse. Start talking to people, start flirting. Say hi to 5 guys a day. Different things like that. Don't waste your time on somebody that already got somebody else that they can talk to. But yeah. I just one day started being a woman that would be like, if you got a woman already, let's talk about it. Because obviously, you still want to be with her. Because she's still on your mind. The funny part about that is, some of y'all will never know how much they on their mind. Because y'all don't want to talk about them. Y'all just want to sit in the good part. Y'all just want to soak up some air. Go out to eat. Get a new bag. Try to get a new car. Move in their house. When he done been with a woman for 20 fucking years. Everything he do, is about her. She done been in the car he driving. She done probably like that color in his house. She know where he get his haircut. She know how much that haircut costs. She probably the one that bought them shoes that he wearing. She probably the one that picked out his cologne. He got a memory, and he trying to doubt it, attached to every fucking thing that he touched. And part of that memory is her. Keep thinking I'm playing. Ain't no hell in way. He done forgot about her that quick. Nope. No. So all I'm telling you is, if he's not available to you, and you in a situation, take it as a stage in your life. Take it as a moment for reconciliation. Take it a moment as healing. And love that part about yourself when it's over. Love every part of it. Love every grimy fucking thing you did while you was in that motherfucking relationship. Love all the good shit you did when you was in that relationship. But for the most part, also release what it is that keeps attracting you or wanting you to go to men that are unavailable to you. I'm just not attracted to men that are unavailable to me. You know, at some point I used to do the 50 little fantasy, and it's just like now it's sitting in my stomach because he got a woman. And just something like about that. He got a woman, like it's like for real, because you know what I'm saying? It's like I get my lust on, you know, and so it's just that it's just sitting in my stomach. I can't do that. I just can't. I wouldn't. And so I don't know what it is about me like that. I just don't do it. I think it's like that first woman that I hurt. And I mean, she would be on the phone. She'd just be calmly cussing me out. Calmly. And I'd just be like, but... And I didn't make excuses. You know, I didn't even say anything. I'm trying to act like I said something. I didn't say shit. You know, and was he worth it? No. To either of us. He was abusive. Completely abusive. And like I said, I saw her one day. I had to stop my car. I asked her if she'll pull over. And I just profusely apologized to her. Because it wasn't neither one of our fault. You see what I'm saying? She don't know how bad or abusive he was to me. And I don't know how bad or abusive he was to her. So, that's it. Like, you know, it's just, it wasn't, I don't know. I think that and I can't go back and be like, well, I you know, but because I had a different understanding of what their relationship was. And once I understood, I took accountability for that. And I think that's something y'all have to do too. Like, you have to start taking accountability for the lives that are outside of the person that's in front of you. The lives that this person affects that's in front of you. Know your reality from your dream. Yeah, because that's the one that start hurting. It's like when you see that motherfucker ain't going no fucking where. Choose fun. Do y'all know how many times you will be in the house with a motherfucker? I started doing this though in college. I think after that relationship too. I started just enjoying myself until somebody else came to dampen my spirits or something like that. I started to do shit for me. I was building my little photography business. I would go meet people in the park and take pictures of them in St. Louis. I had me a little car. You know what I'm saying? I knew how to kind of get around on the bus. I went to New York, so I learned how to ride the bus in New York. So then I started riding the bus here, and then found out it's just too big of a place to try to ride the bus. But what I'm saying is, it's like, I would say choose fun. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at this thing, but I'm serious too. Like, I would choose that over trying to be locked up in the house with somebody all day. That shit ain't cool sometimes. You got to get out the house. You can't be locked up all day. And even if you are locked up, sit on the porch and talk. You know, do some throwback shit. Whatever you do, don't turn on Netflix. Because now that it became a whole reason for niggas to think they finna fuck. No. I would say, sit outside, walk, do something active. You know, go play basketball. Go try to learn how to throw a football. Learn how to jump some rope. You know, it's so much stuff y'all could do. And so that's the whole thing too. It's just like sometimes choose fun, even if it is the other person. Like even if I'm saying that's dating in general, but if it's somebody else, choose to go out with your friends or choose to go to a movie. Whatever you do, don't choose to be with that person. You see what I'm saying? Like you have to, because you have to realize that this is now a situation where it's affecting a lot. It's affecting more than you. Stop blaming yourself. I already talked about that part. Don't put yourself out there like, like you know, like what happened. Understand what happened and move the fuck on. That's all I'm saying. Get that shit out your head. Understand your relationship with the unavailable gods. I already did that too. Focus on you. And that's it. And love yourself. That's self-love. That's all I'm telling you. Be kind to yourself. Like, you gonna have all these different places in life. And if you understand why you doing them and what they for, it's like, can't nobody really come back and tell you who the fuck you are. Because you understand why you did it and what the fuck it was for. You triumphed over it. You may triumph over it. It's not the end of the world. Don't be devastated by it. Things happen. So, anyway, that's Brown Sugar Talk. Under Black Unicorns. Shantae. Brown Sugar Talk. Under Black Unicorns. Telling you guys to just be careful with yourself. Be easy with yourself. And it's okay for you to have stages in life. That is not the end of your life. It's not the end of relationships. And it's truly not the end of the fucking world. Have a good day.